Right, what are we on to? Number 4, 2017. And the one I chose for this was move fast and make things. Not break things, make things. Now, partly I chose this because I had the pleasure of a fireside chat with Jamal Edwards, who sadly passed away in 2022. And he was the sort of prototype creator and really opened my eyes, and I think a lot of our audience's eyes, to this incredible creative culture that was brewing. And now we kind of all hear a lot about. But back then, he had started a sort of multi-million-pound media business, really, with one camera. And he had just got out there and started making videos with his friends. And it was that sort of real passion for something. And what showed to me the democratization of so many of these different things, which will only grow with Gen AI, right? We'll see that. But then we had people like Walmart talking about it. I think we had Daimler and people like that. You know, they were trying to prototype or pretotype. How could you get out there? Lego. How could you create these sort of sandbox situations where you didn't sit around conceptualizing and just sort of, you know, wrapping cold towels around your head thinking about it. You actually got out there and made stuff. And then last year, I had the bizarre pleasure of talking to the amazing Teflon Sega, who is a kind of avatar, purple avatar. So I managed to get you managed to get an interview with him, and I had to interview him in front of the GIF crowd. And one of the things I remember him talking about was how every day for a year he executed, he made something and released something. And that for him was a real learning and a real sort of act of creativity and bravery. Was just don't overthink it, just get out there and do it. And so I think, again, there can be this reticence to do it until there's perfection, to release it until there's perfection. You're never perfect. You've got to get out there, put it in the market, or put it in some sort of test situation and learn from it. And you're going to supercharge your learning. You're going to speed up things like success, but also failure. And let's face it, let's fail fast and learn and iterate. Coming back to our theme number 3. But I think this idea of how can you get out there, how can you create an environment in which putting a prototype out there into people's hands, into colleagues' hands, into customers' hands, it just feels like it's got to be the way forward.
Yeah, and I've been thinking, first of all, Jamal Edwards has changed quite a lot for us. He was probably the first speaker of this kind, very kind of an outlier with his hat and just being out there, founder of a YouTube media channel, founder of Ed Sheeran, just a massive guy that came there, and he changed a lot for us. I think the way people accepted him in this corporate innovation environment changed a lot in terms of the setup of the event from there.
Yeah, absolutely. Pivotal.
We've been chasing this type of impact ever since, but he was the very first to kind of set it. And yes, I'm super proud with his participation and knowing him and just having there's a funny story with him. I'm jumping on a prep call with him just before the event, and it took a long time arranging that. And because of the UK Bulgaria time difference, it happens to be my mother's birthday. And I have to get the call while I'm at my mother's place celebrating.
You're very dedicated.
Yeah, and I'm jumping on a call with him, and he's like, is this a good time as we discussed? And I'm like, yeah, my mother is having a birthday. Yeah. But then it's fine, we can chat. And he was like, no, we're not doing this now. You have to go and celebrate with your mom.
His mum was a big part of his life.
Yes, exactly. I still remember that so vividly. He was like super respectful of my family time spending. We ended up having a quick chat and just arranging things very quickly. He said, happy birthday to your mom. Nice. And we had this amazing conversation. But another thing, definitely, last year, David Speed talking about being the most important word in human language.
Love that. Because he was the graffiti artist, wasn't he?
A graffiti maker. Again, one of those super unexpected guests we are having on stage. And it's quite a difference. Somebody talking about hanging off a cliff or bridge, doing his first graffiti, but talking about this process of making and creating being the key to us being here and everything that's around us, and we should not forget that. He said, everything you've seen, somebody has made this before, and has made a decision to do that before. So
it's human to make, right?
yes,
Yeah.
just go for it and give it a try, and don't be afraid of failing. Just keep trying.
Yeah, the most important word of the English language. Love it.